A pedestrian path for us to get out of the hotel. So we're walking down to the meeting place. What's taking me to? Not taking me very far. Through the web. This is part of the garden someplace. And there's another bar or something up there, Yearly Bar. Oh, that place is closed, so I won't be getting a drink up there today. And that's the other set of apartments up there. It's a nice flat tree, isn't it? Tiny trucks with the cattle grids. Apparently the cattle kneel down on their forelegs and their legs and they can cross them. What they've learnt to do. That's the hilly place. Yes, I thought it was up here somewhere. Some little bar. And it does say Queen Elizabeth Avenue. The plaque is good. And Her Majesty can hear it. Oh, that's right, she came here, didn't she? All those things. Now that is a very steep drive into that house. Very steep. Well, it'll keep the tropical rain off, won't it? And the snow that has never turned up here. And the Colony Chinese restaurant, Norfolk Island. Cumberland Resort and Spa. Heading right down there now. That resort passed away. And we've got a Norfolk Island chicken here. They just wander around eating the crumbs. That's the Fletcher Kitchen Christian Resort. Travel centre there. Oh, must be pretty new to the holiday apartments they are. Is here. Nice place. Yeah, the olive masses in that road. Just down there a little bit more. King Tut's Tomb. I suppose I'll have to go up and have a look at that sometime. Shoes and jewels. Bit of shopping for me. Oh, we're coming down a few things. Store I need to come to. So, I'm at the roundabout. I'm obviously on time.
Around America, the Chinese bus, you said this Chinese, and you'd be all like, she was, oh, what's over there?
Oh, she was
I did a one, she doesn't know, I said, give her a rocket.
Because that's where all the fires were, and it's really terrific to see the support they're getting. Really, and it's beautiful.
And we came because we haven't had any COVID up our way.
Where are you from?
From Sawtell, Newcastle.
Oh, I love Sawtell. Yeah, you guys have done really well.
Yeah, and we've just been inundated.
Yeah, you would have.
Because they couldn't go anywhere else.
I know you no masks at all. You were very lucky.
Yeah, we just know we didn't have masks.
We come from the Central Coast. We come from Woiwuri. and we were in a black spot or orange spot or whatever it is. But when the breakout came in Northern Beaches, and then we had to wear masks. And, I'm pretty over it.
And we had team meetings.
But yeah, down the south coast, beautiful, green, really beautiful.
Nice up there, hey, really nice up there. We might have dinner one night while we're
What's
here.
that place?
Oh, that resort place. Remember we went up there?
Oh, this is where we went to our place.
Down that way.
This is Governor's Lodge. Where are you guys staying? Castaway. Is that nice? We're at a lower. We stayed, last time we stayed, we came to Governor's Lodge. It was very nice.
Last time I stayed in a private little place right up, go up past the hospital, take you first to the left, and right up on the top of the hill.
Down there, Mark.
Little self-contained units.
Oh,
okay.
Little huts.
Oh, yeah, this is where we stayed. It's up 3 k's.
How far do you reckon it is? Where we're staying? Not there yet. Half a car, you know.
Didn't we go to this
Wouldn't like to get lost in the desert with you.
Didn't we go to this little garden here?
Yes, we did. We did that.
Here it is here.
A bit further with the
Governor's Lodge.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I'm going to go there on Monday.
It was very nice.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Everyone down the back?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Does anyone need the aircon or anything on? It's not too hot? No. Perfect.
Yeah, well, I
Alrighty, guys. Well, my name's Tian, everybody, and I'm your driver today. Normally, we would say keep notice of the bus because when we leave, like, normally we drop off to specific locations, but today we're all going back to the one spot, so feel free to either jump back on this bus or either of the 4, alrighty, guys, because yeah, you're all going to the same spot today. Just don't drink too much and then you might end up in somebody else's car or something like that. That'll be aggravating.
No.
And then you definitely won't be going back to where you're staying.
Oh, right. You, I've never seen that.
But today, guys, is Foundation Day, alrighty, on Norfolk Island. It's just pretty much, where are you going? Yeah, you're right. Today is the, when the...
took a shortcut around the roundabout.
Oh, we're having a good day today. Yeah, you're right. I'll have to start following him around.
The driver's been drinking.
Maybe I should be drinking. It might be the only safe thing I can do. Oh well, you know what I'll be doing today then.
Yeah.
That's full of
Guys, today is when the first penal settlement arrived on Norfolk Island, right? So they do a little bit of re-enactment, which we all get to watch. And then after that, lovely lunch. I do believe there is a bar down there. So that's where I'll be, anyway. So if you want to find me, you know where I'll be, alrighty? Oh, do you want me to drive you back? Oh, I got told it was just a drop off and run. Sorry. Yeah, no, so... Yeah, just as long as we just stay in the guttering really, and the road will do the rest. Just make sure I stay on the right side and I'll be pretty happy with that.
What's that blue line?
Don't know.
Why do you want to drive on the right side? Should we give that a go?
You know the pines here. It's funny.
Yes. Funny about that.
Wonder where they came from. God, it's pretty. It's really magnificent.
Go like this. Oh, so we'll go like this. This will be a bit easier, I think. And good thing we got a good day today, guys. Otherwise, yeah, we wouldn't be enjoying it if it was overcast and crappy and windy and rainy.
I'm really happy to see
So we had a nice, lovely day for everybody. I do believe there is live entertainment tonight at what they call a local, right there beside Foodlands. If anyone knows where Foodlands is. So yeah, there is a live. I do believe it's like the internet tonight.
You know, I'm not, I didn't have that.
Yeah,
treat yourself to
that
a
should be
Yeah.
You probably catch me there.
That's what for their son.
Oh yeah, better. Yes. Yeah. My girlfriend bought one.
Yeah, what do they
And
like?
then she reckons it's I went to her place and she said,
Oh yeah.
the season's all around. I just bought a new one.
remember the old beds 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But these cylinders, and I don't know how, but how does it, they must squash.
Yeah.
And then they just, I don't know.
Yeah, fill up with air.
Yeah. Something that's comfortable, but I don't want to pay $2,000.
Yeah.
And so, just for a spare bed, you know. So
Yeah,
all my friends,
I believe they're very good.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried them myself, but I've known a few people who've got them.
Yeah.
They say the trick is when you put them up, when you unfold them out of the box, don't leave them for at least 24 hours. Let them leave whatever they do to come up and then settle.
yeah.
And then they're good. I've seen
Yeah,
them
well,
in
my friend
Aldi.
just bought one. They just bought one. I think they bought it from Fantastic Furniture. And they got the base and the tomatoes. And I think they're saying $600. So
See, I should have got a time.
they do.
Yeah, I've seen them in Aldi, and then I thought, I could buy some matches in a box. You know?
Have you got an Aldi up your way?
Yeah.
Oh, Sawtell's beautiful. What a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. Have you been there all your whole life?
I've been there since we bought there in 87.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. How far from Cox is it? Is it about,
It's about 7 minutes. It's about 10 kilometres or something.
My son's friend is there on holidays at the RSL. He's got the link to get it on tonight.
Oh, really?
He loves Sawtell.
he loves it.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay. Well, he was lucky to get out of town.
Beautiful.
He was lucky to get out of
Got
town
any
for that
Tony's
sort of
and
money.
dances for us today?
No, he lives at Cox.
Yeah.
And he left his job. They moved from the Central Coast up there.
The ladies might like watching you. We
So,
don't.
yeah,
We
pretty
wouldn't.
nice, hey? Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Depends what colour G-string he wears for the ladies.
That'd get rid of the fun.
Well, best if you don't talk.
Oh, this is amazing.
I agree. I agree.
What's your favourite colour?
Remember I had the big dragon contest. Flying dragon boats when we were here, January, about 5 years ago. Now here and over the other side. They pump up. Geez.
So we have this here then. Oh, there's a dragon boat over there. Is that a dragon boat?
No, that's a long boat.
Oh, that's a long boat. There's a
Yeah, they
difference.
could rely in and
Yeah, that's one of his.
I forgot my hat.
I don't reckon he got 4,000 kilometres, you know. I reckon the spaceman helped him out.
Oh, that was a funny story. Did you go yesterday to the
Presentation?
The presentation?
Oh, we'll come and see.
My true love, she was beautiful, my true love, she was young. Her eyes were like the diamonds bright, and silvery was her tongue. So silvery was her tongue, my boys, and though she's far away, she's taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. And blow you wind, take hold, a robe and I will go. I'll stay in the morning, and sure to hear the music play. I'm up on the morning train, across the raging main. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. How dark and dismal was the day when last I seen my mate. She'd come. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. The sun may Thank you. Now Sirius lies below. Ship's men came ashore in ones and twos and threes, tired of weary convicts pulling through their seven breeze. The day was long, darkness fell, more to bring ashore. Waves too rough, sailors stayed overnight once more. Now there's 500 souls on little Norfolk Isle, everyone half rations and martial laws proclaimed. Suddenly winds without a word took Sirius by surprise. The seas came up, the waves are high, the reef began to rise. Cut away the anchor, the halyards, the sheets and decks let go. The captain yelled, abandon ship. Now Sirius lies below. Convicts drinking Brannigan swam to the ship stuck fast to clear out any livestock that lay below the mast. They heaved over pigs and fowls and now their duty done, they came upon the grog, the fun had just begun. By night they got very drunk and set the ship on fire. Our Scots swam and saved them before they met their doom. Southerly winds without a word took Sirius by surprise. The seas came up, the waves high, the reef began to rise. Cut away the anchor, the halyards, the sheets and decks let go. The captain yelled, abandon ship. Now Sirius lies below. Now the Sirius lies below. Now the Sirius lies below. Thank you.
That is Phillip Island out there. Top of it. Rowing in. Unloading all their supplies and their tents and everything in their baggage.
not hanged. Whether my parents knew each other before they were chosen to come on Norfolk or not, I'm a living proof that they were soon a couple. I was born in October 1789 and my 5 brothers and sisters were born on Norfolk too. My family was a success here. By 1796, Father was granted 12 acres of land and in the same year he was made overseer of Sirius. When the Marines who had been given land grants were selling up, Father took the opportunity. They stole 40 pounds of mutton and all went down for it together. But they must have been okay because they were chosen in the group to settle Norfolk. And Noah and Mary Cottle, who came later, they adopted me. I guess my father Noah didn't take to the hard life of pioneering very well, like nearly all the others in January 1789. Noah was involved in a plot to capture the island and then capture the ship Supply when she next cooked, and get out of this miserable lonesome spot. Hard from the comment, but it wasn't easy in those days. There might have been...
So as ye colours are hoisted, we shall make a loyal toast.
Skip the king.
Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Gidley King. Thank you for being here. The settlement they established was closed down in 1814, but not before it had played an integral part in supporting the settlement in New South Wales after the tragic wreck of the gallant flagship Sirius in March 1790. There were more convicts on Norfolk Island than back in New South Wales, and they all had to be fed and sheltered. Eventually, many of the former convicts and Marines became settlers. With sentences expired, they began to enjoy prosperity and freedom. The fortunes of Norfolk Island have ebbed and flowed, with the second harsh penal settlement ending in 1855 to make way for the settlement of the Pitcairners, our ancestors, and the rest, they say, is history. The history that has created a vibrant present on this beautiful island of ours. Thank you all, everybody, for joining us in marking this 233 years anniversary of the first European settlement on Norfolk. On behalf of the carver and our very capable events coordinator, Louise Tavner, our heartfelt thanks to the many people who have made this reenactment possible, and I'm going to take the time to mention them. The entire cast and crew, our volunteers, the carver and NERC, that is the council work teams and electricity. Very special thanks to Kevin Randall and the Resolution, that's one of the boats as you saw, and Tim Pearson and the whaleboat Rhonda. On the other side here, so please feel free to go over there and enjoy some of our vessels. And to all our visitors, thank you for joining us for Foundation Day reenactment, and enjoy your day. To all our locals that are here too, and special guests, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your day. In 1792, on a windy August day, Nathaniel Lucas
fell apart. He lit a ring of fire, burned it at the place, and I never want to see the look upon his face. You see, Nat was a skilled up craftsman. He'd done it hundreds of times before. With the shady, salty, wise old pines were yet to settle their score. It swung to the south as the pine broke free, and in slow motion that huge old graceful tree crushed his home and his twins and turned his heart into sympathy. These old pines, they see things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they hear things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they free things that remain unspoken for. And that was one of 22 aboard HMS Supply, the first white settlers to arrive. He was a hand-picked convict builder, brought to colonize the rugged rock. But the shady, salty, wise old pines were yet to settle their plot. It swung to the south as the pine broke free, and in slow motion that huge old graceful tree crushed his home and his twins and turned his heart into sympathy. And these old pines, they see things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they hear things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they free things that remain unspoken for. Nathaniel's wife Olivia lived forever after, and baby William survived the fall. Olivia's destitution could never be doubted. For 13 children she bore, and though Nathaniel soldiered on in the land of the free, it is known which day haunted his memory. Was it the bottle or his mind or murder that led to his premature destiny? These old pines, they see things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they hear things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they free things that remain unspoken for. These old pines, they hear things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they see things that remain unspoken. These old pines, they free things that remain unspoken for. Thank you.
Well, here I am having a little rest. There's a light beer on today. So there we are. Lovely day. Time for lunch. Now I'm going down to our lunch area. Wine. That's this little creek again. 606. Well, like this wall thing. I think that was built by the convicts, and in the Second World War there was a whole lot of this sitting down around here, and the Americans moved it up to help build the runway. Because I read from my previous trip here, there was a lot of this. In fact, we're standing on some at the moment as well. Right here. Look at the sea walls. And over there we've got everything else. There was a little tsunami meant to come yesterday, but it didn't quite get here. Because of some earthquakes in New Zealand. It's our lunch tent. That's Daniel Lucas and the Palms. Just on our way up here now. That's the administration block museum up there, I think. So in the government house over here, which I'm going to visit this time. That might be government house there. Yes, I think that is.
Picked up men and what he needs, trimmed her sails, weighed her anchor. No one knew her destiny. It's higher and higher. I wanna know if you be my girl. Oh, one more time, let's go. Hey, hey, baby. I wanna know if you be my girl. That sounded good. Let's do it one more. Let's go now.
Well, we're boarding to leave now. We're on a different bus. This bus, as you can see, doesn't come with encumbrances called seatbelts. Very interesting. But on the island, you don't really need them. The speed limits are so low, you probably don't. Anyway, we'll view as we go back up from this side, so we'll get the different side view.
Yeah, if I get 50 lashes for doing that tonight, I think that must be a bit of trouble. That must be a big cat.
I could tell you the story about the John Squire beers, James Squire beers.
No.
Yeah, they are.
What about it? Is there a boat out there?
Well, there's a person.
The person is certainly, but is there a boat out further? Or is that a rock?
No, there's a boat, yeah.
It's a boat? Yeah, there's been a few surfers out today.
The first time I saw the James Squire beer called the Four Wives beer,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I'll have, and I asked him, I said, I'll have the Muslim beer. Because James apparently had a wife and 3 girlfriends, but I said, well, I'll have the Muslim beer because Muslims can have 4 wives. But if you do that, the local imam comes along with the constable beer.
Oh, yes.
And he's carrying the Cat of Nine Tails beer.
Yes.
And by the time he administers the 150 lashes beer, you're very sorry and drunk for yourself. So you go to the chancer beer and you say, what shall I do? And he says, well, you can become the stowaway beer or steal the hops beer. So you steal the hops and you stow away on the boat just for you. Then you get to the Timor Sea. And up there, that's where we keep our protected species, the 40 feet man-eating crocodile.
Yes.
Particularly likes refugees.
Yes.
And you fall overboard, but the crocodile throws you back because you're too drunk to have.
Yes.
So then you've got to negotiate with Tony Abbott to see if he'll let you back in.
Oh,
and
right.
finally realises you're just a very drunk Australian and you're allowed back in. And that's all the trouble of calling the Muslim, the foreign wives being a Muslim.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All beers from the James Squire range.
Right. That's the way we came down, Carmen, isn't it? Well, no rain yet, eh?
Well, I had been telling myself I was going to do a pub crawl around the pubs and things. One of the places was the Castaway Bar, if it's open.
Well,
So,
sometimes, well, the whole town's closed today, so it may not be open.
no, it might not be. But it'd be worth getting off and having a look. Well, there's some shepherd people walking up the hill.
Probably on a trekking tour, I'd say.
Well, they might well be.
The what? Yep. The Olive Cafe, it's people outside. Now is that the real luxury wine tours bus? Yeah, that's it, Carl. That's the real fancy one. That's the real fancy wine tours bus, that one. They drop people off up there. You know, the really good one. Sorry? Oh, there's a couple staying up there. I thought it was them. See which way they go, Carl. No, the bar here's closed, mate.
Oh, what a pity. But I'll still get off and walk back that way.
Alright, okay.
Saying, you know, watching that cyclone up off the Queensland coast,
Yes.
that's the one that we were worried about.
Well, that's what stopped my plane last year, a cyclone.
Yeah, cyclone.
And then the next day, on the next plane from Sydney,
Yeah.
our born-again Prime Minister stopped us.
And then yesterday they were forecasting a tsunami warning after
Oh yes, we saw that, but
earthquake.
3 earthquakes in New Zealand and they didn't even get much of a tsunami there.
It went to the east, I think, so they reckon.
Oh well, off to Tahiti or
Thank
somewhere.
goodness.
That looks like it was just built wide enough for a bus and high enough for a bus.
Paradise.
Yep. Looking. Can settlers tour. Up there somewhere. It's next door. It's a place really. Just a nice area. Out at the back. Where's it? Into my unit. My little unit there. 237. Well, barbecue night. Interesting. We've got a barbecue that's been prepared inside. Yes, over there. In there. And we've got a musician on, which is good, because I heard they had a musician on here once a week. So that's nice.
I was almost tempted to go down to the place back in the main street there. Sit back right from the road and have a barbecue tonight.
Oh, okay.
Bit of entertainment.
Well, we've got entertainment here. So that's good. And I don't need to do much filming.